Oh, it's that time. It's the place to be. You know where we're at, people. You know where we're in these streets today. Yes, sir. Coming up with dubs yesterday on the card on a Thursday. Fantastic. The Mariners may be sweated out just a little bit, by the way. But then again, at night, the Marlins with an easy cruise away. All-team total victory yesterday, 5-2 now in our premium season. And away we go into the month of August. It's the RightWager.com Major League Baseball show. Your home and your destination to break down Major League Baseball and make sure you get that information early in the day that you can apply possibly for a little bit later on and have some fun here. There's my guy out there, Darren Filippi, in the chat box. What's up? What's up? What's up? Having some fun here and certainly breaking it in. So let's get the game started right. Friday's payday, people. Friday is payday. We want to get money. We want to make money. We want to invest our money. We want to get profitability. And we're going to get that today. I know. I feel it. I know. The party time is on. Like the music, like what else we got here? A little flavor in your ear action. What else can we do? Oh, you like this one right here, right? Uptown Anthem. Bringing that heat. Bringing that pain on a Friday right now. Yeah, come on now. Let's get the vibes going. Vibes are going, baby. Come on. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Come on now. All right, so we got some action today. Yesterday, only 4 games on the Major League Baseball card. That was fine. We profited, and then we move it on to Friday here, push those chips into the middle. You know how we like to get started on the show since it is a full card Friday today. Those pitchers that you want to stay away from and some pitchers that you're probably going to want to fade today. The most important part of that, right? Tarek Skubal's on the mound today. A 199 xFIP over the past 45 days. Yeah, you don't want to fade that guy. Christopher Sanchez of the Philadelphia Phillies taking on the Texas Rangers today. 2.18 xFIP. You don't want to fade that guy. And by the way, 44 2/3 innings pitched for Tarek Skubal, 51 innings pitched for Christopher Sanchez over the past 45 days. You got a ton of information that you have banked there. Chase Burns of Cincinnati. He's only got 28 1/3 innings pitched here. And how about his ERA is 6? But his xFIP is a 250 because he blows you away with a fastball. Like maybe he's a little bit wild. Maybe you can catch him, but my goodness. Analytics love him, even if the ERA absolutely hates that guy. Brandon Woodruff on the mound for the red-hot Milwaukee Brewers, the best record in Major League Baseball today. He's top 5 along with Drew Rasmussen. Right behind him is Hunter Brown. By the way, remember those stumbles in the middle of the month of July for Hunter Brown? They're gone. Back-to-back really good starts out here in the street, and away you go. And away you go. Max Scherzer about midway through. He's not really a fade guy, but not really a backing guy. As we sort of move down lower, Cam Schlitter. That's an interesting one for the New York Yankees. We'll go over today and take a look at some of those shots that I think maybe Houston has a legitimate chance. I did the preview video today about an hour ago, letting you know there's 7 teams that I've circled today on the card that I really think could be a possibility that we can absolutely hammer. Really is. What's up, Aaron? What's good? What's good? Seth Lou goes down there. Bottom 5 pitchers on my card today. Decent starts as well. So it's not like we're having a guy with like 7 or 8 innings. Walker Buehler, Kodai Senga, Bryce Elder, Austin Gomber, Jake Irvin. Those are the bottom 5. xFIP numbers 4.93, 5.21, 5.28, 5.33, 5.77. You get the point here? And that's what's crazy. All right, let me just take these down here real quick. Let's hide the overlay. Can we bring that back? There we go. Okay. Any spam out here in these streets, right? Come on now. We'll bring it back up here if I see anything else on the chat box I have. If I just click on the chat itself. Okay, so I can see it then. All right, good. So if we want to pop something up there just like this. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, hey, Ava. What's up? Ava Morris. Whoever that is. So we'll just take that down until Ava Morris. 12. Coming through on Twitch, by the way. We do like that. So we are broadcasting now on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Kick, all of those. We'll build them up as we go and have some fun with that stuff. Let me see if I can bring my name back up. I don't understand why I bring up some of the comments, but then it knocks my name down, which doesn't make any sense there. I mean, I guess if you're watching the show, you know exactly who you're watching for at this point, but it is what it is. All right, back to Major League Baseball. Profitable day yesterday. Love today. Head over to rightwager.com. Get your premium package. Easy, cheap, affordable, daily plays designed to put more money in your pocket. It's just the way we do it. Went over the pitcher fade card, the top pitchers on the card today, and now we'll get back to business. 6:40 start tonight, Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. That's Burns versus Keller. Opening line at FanDuel, -118. That number is now sitting more of a pick 'em on both sides, -115s, -110s, depending on where you're shopping at. Burns on the mound for Cincinnati. I just told you, 28 and a third innings pitched, get a 6 ERA. Donnie, fade that guy. No, we don't care about ERA. No business. Nobody cares about ERA. You're talking about xFIP numbers, 2.50 over the past 45 days, not fading him. And that lineup stinks anyway for Pittsburgh. I don't care if they scored a lot of runs yesterday. That lineup stinks. You can't back them on a day-to-day basis. Mitch Keller's on the mound today, and he comes in today. Where you at, Mitch? 20th on my baseball card, 38 innings pitched, and a 3.55 ERA with a 4.57 xFIP number. The one thing you do like about that Reds lineup is they don't strike out a lot, particularly against right-handed pitching. 35% for Tyler Stevenson. That's the high watermark. Everybody else in the teens and around that area. So you do have some action that you could certainly pull off in that spot here. Let me see what else we can pop up here. Let's just go back to the chat on this box. There we go. All right, back at it. So for me, you do look at Cincinnati and say, hey, well, maybe there's a legitimate chance because they have the better pitcher on the mound and possibly the better lineup. You look at the price point in that game, it's roughly a pick 'em. I think the Reds can handle their business and knock off Pittsburgh. You look at Mitch Keller's last 30 days, he does struggle with right-handed batters. Spencer Steer, right-handed batter. Austin Hayes, right-handed batter. Stevenson, Marte, Brian Hayes. So I don't mind it. I think Pittsburgh's a decent look in this point, but you know me, I'm not a side wager. And if I don't love the actual card itself, even though Keller has been struggling, what's Mitch Keller's last couple of days? Let's do a little deep dive on him quickly. Even on a game I'm probably not going to pay too much attention to. There we go. So we got Mitch Keller. Let's see here. Play log, game log. Hey, you know what? He's not a shutdown guy, that's for sure. Last 3 starts versus Detroit, 6 innings pitched, 3 earned runs. Not bad. That's a quality start. 2 innings pitched, 3 earned runs. That's a bad start. 5 innings pitched, 5 earned runs. That's a really bad start. But that was in Colorado. So his home against Detroit, quality start. On the road against San Francisco, which is really a pitcher's ballpark. You guys know that. Not a quality start. Then got hammered in Colorado, which most people do. That lineup looks okay for Cincinnati, but no use to wasting any more time on this. Game number 2 on the card today. If we're just going, I'm using Roto Grinder. So is this thing in a list here? Okay, I have it in order in this part. Okay, Ginn versus Sugano. Sugano's probably the guy we want to fade in the second here. But JT Ginn, if we're lining him up today, I have him 15th on my card out of 29 pitchers. 3.46 ERA, 4.02 xFIP number. That's 26 innings pitched over the past 45 days. Good looking lineup, by the way, for the Baltimore Orioles as it checks out against right-handed pitching. Holiday, Westberg, Henderson, Rutschman, O'Neill. Mayo, decent because he has a decent ISO power number. And then Alex Jackson with 28 at-bats over the past month against righties doing well. JT Ginn's a right-handed pitcher, does struggle with lefties. Hard hit rate high, ISO high, weighted on base percentage high, barrel rate high. But it looks like tonight, if we're looking at lefties, Jackson Holiday, Gunnar Henderson, Adley Rutschman, Colton Cowser, and Dylan Carlson. That's 5. That's an interesting one to me because Ginn's numbers are decent. He does get beat up by lefties. There's no question about it. Right-handed batters, he's much better. Low barrel percentage there against righties. Hard hit percentage is still high. But you look at the ISO against 0.88, weighted on base percentage 2.08. Lefties are interesting. Like if you were looking for an angle, possibly to play the Baltimore Orioles today, you're probably looking at left-handed batters. That's probably where we would go. Other side of the equation, Sugano. Here's what we have on Sugano. He comes in today, 22nd on the card, 30 innings pitched over the past 45 days. Look at that ERA. It's a 6.82, 4.77 xFIP number. He gets cracked by left-handed batters. And on today's early line, my buy bet was Nick Kurtz and Tyler Soderstrom, each to get a base hit. Parlayed together, it's a plus 100 price. So that's the way I went with that. But if we are looking from an extenuating circumstance, Butler's lefty, Kurtz is lefty, Soderstrom is lefty, Cortez is lefty. It's only 4. You'd like to see that higher because against Sugano's got some pretty good, numbers, let's just say on ISOs, 129, weighted on base percentage, 257. Those are the righties. He's handled his business over the past month. But the hard hit rate is high. The barrel rate to lefties is high. So there's a good chance that Kurtz and or Soderstrom can go deep. But certainly might want to be checking in on the Athletics once that lineup card comes out just a little bit later. Houston and New York, Hunter Brown on the mound today. And again, rebounding quite nicely over the past couple starts. He's going to take on Cam Schlittler. That line is roughly a pick 'em. And I disagree with that. It's a 7.5 total. Look at the lineup here for the Houston Astros going up against right-handed pitching over the past month. Estimated because we don't have the official lineups yet. Jeremy Pena, Jose Altuve, Jesus Sanchez, Carlos Correa, Christian Walker, Yanier Diaz, Taylor Trammell. First 7 guys in that lineup, all high weighted on base percentages here. Not a big K lineup as well. Cam Schlittler, K rate, what is it? Past 30 days, 89 batters. Actually, in Major League Baseball, he's only had 89 batters he's faced. A 23.6%, which isn't bad. Elevates the lefties to about 26%. But that ISO weighted on base percentage, you can damage him. Hard hit percentage, you can get after him. Barrel rate to right-handed batters is close to 17%. Maybe a Pena, maybe Altuve, maybe Correa, maybe Walker, maybe Diaz with a good shot for a home run today. But I do think there might be some merit here as you take a look at the Houston Astros as one of those teams with a good possibility today. Going up against Hunter Brown, not going to fade him. Like Hunter Brown on the card for me is 6th overall, 3.83 ERA, 3.18 xFIP number. So if I look at that Yankees lineup, which I do like, I just think the Astros are the better team today, to be honest, guys. I do. And if you're going to take that light price on it, same way I feel about Cincinnati. Do I love taking sides? No, I don't. But if I do think there's added value to the situation, you probably should jump in on that. And if you're a side better, I don't mind it. I don't mind the Reds. I don't mind here taking a look at the, Houston Astros. Heck, even JT Ginn and Sugano out here. Like, I think Sugano's a worse pitcher than Ginn. And you're looking at lower numbers. You're looking at the first 3 games we went over, guys, roughly, of pick'em performances out of both of those there. So that's something that you can certainly file away too. Los Angeles Angels and the Detroit Tigers. Hendricks versus Skubal on the mound. You want to fade Skubal? Good luck. Go ahead and do that yourself. 2.42 ERA last 45 days. 1.99 xFIP number. Almost untouchable. That lineup today for the Los Angeles Angels. Neto, Shanuel, Trout, Ward, Adele, Ohapi, Rengifo, Moore, and Teodosio? Bryce Teodosio, I believe. Not a good-looking lineup there. Certainly, he might go through. That's a hot knife through butter, as I'm looking at it right now. Though I wouldn't be looking at any statistics here for the Los Angeles Angels. Now, granted, when you're taking a look at this game, saying, all right, well, how's it line up? So it's minus 300 favorite. Of course, Detroit's supposed to win that game. You laying minus 300? I don't know if I am at that point. 7.5 as the total. Hendricks is usually a guy that you can fade. He really is. Looking at his numbers, talking about Hendricks, where's he coming on the card today? 23rd. He's always at the bottom. He just feels like he is. 29 and a third innings pitched, 3.94 ERA, 4.85 xFIP number. Positives in the lineup today, going up against right-handed pitching over the past month for Detroit. Gleyber Torres, Kerry Carpenter. By the way, Kerry Carpenter, 26 at-bats against right-handed pitching over the past month. 615 ISO, weighted on base percentage, 586. That's high. That's really high. Torkelson, decent ISO. Riley Green, decent ISO. Wenceel Perez, decent ISO and a nice weighted on base percentage. The lineup could be better today, though. It really could be. We look at Kyle Hendricks, weighted on base percentage is low. ISO is manageable. He is a fly ball pitcher, which can get you in trouble. Hard hit percentage is high. Barrel rate to lefties low. To righties, it is a little bit high. I don't have the Tigers written down. Obviously, they should win this game, but it's not winning this game at a plus 100 price, minus 110 price. You're looking at paying close to minus 300 here to sort of get involved. Miami and Atlanta. Miami, I can't believe they lost the game yesterday. On my buy pick on the early line, I had it as my best bet. I usually don't pick sides, but sometimes on that show I do. Didn't work out for me, but it did work out in the team total. The premium pick, that's what the important thing is. We needed them over 2.5 runs. Bing, bong, boom, bong. Done deal by the second inning. Love to see that. Quick, easy, no stress whatsoever. But if I'm analyzing this, Cabrera's on the mound. Top 10 pitcher on the card today. 241 ERA, 329 xFIP number, 41 innings pitched over the past 45 days. Maybe the Atlanta Braves are hot again tonight. Profar's got decent numbers. Olsen's lacking. Drake Baldwin, okay. Michael Harris, probably the best hitter in the line of Eli White. Doesn't really interest me all that much. Bryce Elder on the other side does interest me. He's 27th out of 29 on the card today. 9 ERA, 5.28 xFIP number. You look at the Miami Marlins and say, there could be a legitimate chance you can come back and take them. Just take a look at some of the hard hit rates. Decent. First 6 guys in the lineup, really good hard hit rate. Kyle Stowers, as usual, crazy barrel rate, crazy power numbers against right-handed pitching over the past month. Bryce Elder, 97 batters faced over the past month. Weighted on base percentage, 342 against. His ISO power numbers are down. You look at his hard contact rate, it is high. It's over 50%, meaning that every other hit off the bat is hard hit. His barrel rate is really low. Sometimes that could be an issue. But if we do look at Elder, let's go a little bit of a deeper dive into him. Just want to see what his game log has been over the past couple weeks. Low K rate gets you in trouble. Walk rate, not too bad. But the ISOs against are really good. And so are the barrel rates. That's what makes it tough. Like, how much solid contact are we making off of Bryce Elder? 6 2/3 innings pitched last start, 2 earned runs. Before that, got absolutely blown away in Texas. Not a shutdown pitcher. Some really bad performances out of Elder. Some kind of average, I got to say. Some kind of average. Now, if we do move through and go back and say, all right, well, what did you like yesterday? Yeah, I liked Miami. I do think Miami's the possibility to put up a lot of runs. Am I loving this game? No. 78-degree temperatures here. 7-mile-an-hour wind blowing in. It's okay. Cleveland and the Chicago White Sox. Yesterday, Chicago was on the road. They're flying back home. Cleveland Guardians didn't play yesterday, fresh off of beating the hell out of the New York Mets. Tanner Bibee is going to be on the mound. He is going to face Aaron Savali. 740 start, 8.5 is the total. There are some 8s in the marketplace, too. Number coming down on Cleveland, overnight around that 160 price. Now we're seeing it around the mid-140s. Makes some sense. Bibee on the mound today. If we look at his last 45-day statistics, how many does he have? He has 95 batters faced. And I have Tanner Bibee 14th on the card. 5.84 ERA, which is really high. 3.83 xFIP number, which is better. K rate per 9.9, so he's averaging 1 strikeout per inning. 37 innings pitched over the past 45 days. Batters that look decent in that Chicago lineup. You can make some money with Chicago, specifically on all team totals. Talkman, Sosa, Benintendi, Robert, Montgomery, Teal, and Brooks Baldwin. Gave me a scare yesterday up there in the Pacific Northwest. Bibee over the past 30 days, elite against lefties. Not so bad, or not so good, I should say, against right-handed batters. Lefties in the lineup today, Talkman, Benintendi, Montgomery, Teal, and Baldwin. So that's 5 out of the 9. So only 4 batters from the right-hand side, which is where you probably want to attack Tanner Bibee. Hard hit contact a little bit high for Bibee. Barrel rate really low. Not something I want to mess with here. Sometimes there's a time to go with the Chicago White Sox. Sometimes there's not. We've done pretty well in the past week with them. Tonight, probably not that night. Cleveland Guardians going up against Aaron Savali. Here's an interesting one, an interesting handicap. If we look at Savali's last 45 days, 36 innings pitched, a 3 ERA, and a 4.44 xFIP number. If you look at the lineup today, Quan, Schneemann, Ramirez, Manzardo, Naylor, estimated as the first 5 in the lineup, really good ISOs, really good weighted on base percentages. K rate's okay. But Savali's last 45 days, 106 batters faced, a 113 ISO, and a 231 weighted on base percentage combined. That's between lefties and righties. Like, he's doing really well against them. K rate here, a little bit low, 21%, but to lefties, it is 25%. That's interesting. Fly ball rate to righties, really low. Hard hit contact rate to righties, really low. Barrel rate is a little bit high. It's crazy because usually like 86 degrees wind blowing in. I don't know, though. I don't know. It's one of those games I didn't circle, but just looking at it now, I like some of the batters in the lineup here for the Guardians, but I don't like them overall. Not necessarily. So there it is. Nothing on that game. Philadelphia and Texas. I told you at the start of the show. I was fading Christopher Sanchez. 159 ERA, 218 xFIP. You doing that? How about looking at his numbers over the last 30 days? Walk rate low, K rate 25%, ISO against 091. Fantastic across the board. It's a good looking lineup for the Rangers. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of really good superstars in that lineup with a lot of power, but I'm not fading Sanchez. Now you see the weather, right? 93 degrees with a 10-mile-an-hour wind blowing out. Oh, that would be fantastic, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would be. But they don't open the roof in Texas. If you tell me today that roof is open at 93 degrees and we let some wind and some heat and humidity in there, yeah, we might have a different opinion on whether some of these pitchers can really hold it down. But Sanchez in the non-humidity, in the cooler temperatures, not fading him. Philadelphia bats going up against Merrill Kelly. By the way, Merrill Kelly, no real slouch himself. Where do we have Merrill at today? Let's see here. He's actually 16th, a little bit farther down. Good ERA, by the way. Last 41 innings, 2.83. xFIP number a little bit high at 4.16. Power bats, as you would probably take a look at tonight, Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper. Sneaky on Brandon Marsh, by the way. Sneaky on Brandon Marsh. He might make a little bit of sense. No doubt in my mind. Right now, watching live on X, 120 people. A couple people watching out there on YouTube. A couple on Twitch. By the way, the Facebook thing is interesting. I haven't used Facebook in like years. Reopened it up, and I found like my fan page. It has like 680 followers, but nobody watches on Facebook. Like I don't even know if it's a live like link. Like I see it, like it posts to it there. But how could you have like almost 700 followers but don't get any views there? I guess just dead at that point. I don't know. Maybe people don't watch Facebook, or maybe you don't get alerted on Facebook as you do like on Twitter, where it pops up and a lot of people in here watching and having some fun. I don't know. I don't know where it checks out there. But the Phillies, Texas Rangers side don't like it. Philly side don't like it. We're passing on that game. Kansas City and Minnesota. This is a good one here, because this is going to test us as, I think they passed the eye test, but really should we be taking them? Because you're supposed to just be trusting the numbers, right? Seth Lugo is 21st for me out of 29 pitchers on the card today. 40 and a third innings pitched over the past 45 days. 3.35 ERA, 4.75 xFIP number. That's really high. If you look at his last 30 days, which is 119 batters, 255 ISO against, weighted on base percentage of 361. That's crazy high. Temperatures 87 degrees in Minnesota. Wind is 11 miles per hour. Now, it's not really helping. It's right foul pole to left foul pole. But Matt Wallner, really good numbers. That's one batter. Ryan Jeffers, really good numbers. That's two batters. Cody Clemens, really good numbers. That's three batters. Luke Keyshaw, now it's only 9 at-bats that he's had, so take it with a grain of salt, but still a 556 ISO power number. And Royce Lewis. Like, yeah, no Buxton back in the lineup, but that lineup looks like it's sneaky good tonight for maybe a team total. Like, we're not outsmarting ourselves. It just looks sneaky good. Kansas City batters look good on a day-to-day basis. Low K rates, high weighted on base percentage, high ISOs. It's just a shame that we waste their lineup today on Joe Ryan, who comes in 7th on my card with a 2.36 ERA and 3.19 xFIP number through 42 innings over the past 45 days. That's the tough one there. It really is. That's the tough one. That's the tough one. So if we're being honest, probably going to lay away. It's a shame, though, because Kansas City is a really good look tonight with their bats. Just going up against a pretty good pitcher. New York and Milwaukee. Senga Woodruff, 7.5 total. 142 price, which is really gaining steam here for Milwaukee. The Milwaukee Brewers lineup does look decent. By the way, Kodai Senga, not living up to the billing. I'm sorry. He's had 4 starts over the past 45 days. 16 innings pitched. That's it. Hasn't recorded a win or a loss. 6.19 ERA, 5.33 xFIP number. Milwaukee's one of those teams, guys, you want to take a look at. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. If I'm looking at this angle and saying to myself, all right, Frelick, Collins, Yelich, Vaughn, Perkins, and Terang. In Milwaukee, 83-degree temperatures. That wind, hopefully the doors are open. Milwaukee, that's got to be like a Sahara Desert day. Maybe they'll close them. I don't think so. But I think that roof is going to be open. Senga struggled over his past 77 batters, guys. 266 ISO, weighted on base percentage, 401. Lefties and righties are cracking him. He is a ground ball pitcher. So sometimes that limits the damage on like, hey, man, this guy's giving up fly balls. There's chances for home runs. Hard hit contact rate is high. Barrel rate is high. Milwaukee's going to get a close look tonight. I'm just letting you know. The New York bats going up against Brandon Woodruff. Woodruff's third on my card. Only 28 and a third innings pitched over the past 45 days, but a 2.22 ERA and a 2.94 xFIP number. There's a couple good batters in that Mets lineup, but I'm not fading Woodruff tonight. Chicago and St. Louis. Matthew Boyd, nothing short of spectacular. Like his xFIP number is a little bit high at 3.42. Say, what do you mean high? Like high xFIP is like 5, yes. But compared to his ERA at 1.40 over his last 45 innings, my goodness. Yeah, we're not fading him tonight. Chicago's going up against Michael McGreevy. Michael McGreevy's 24th on the card with xFIP of 4.89. Automatically, you should already be looking at this game. 6.85 is his ERA. I don't love the lineup, though. But this is one of those where you take a look at, like yesterday. Didn't we talk about the Athletics early game against Washington? Crap pitcher on the mound. Lineup you don't love, but usually crap pitchers will always be crap pitchers. Yeah, the A's got after it yesterday and easily hit their team total full game. Michael Busch, Ian Happ, Kyle Tucker, PCA. There's some good batters in this lineup, name-wise. If you take a look also of where McGreevy gets in trouble, it's to lefties. 396 weighted on base percentage. He does have low ISO power numbers, not giving up a lot of extra base hits. Barrel percentage, though, for McGreevy, really low. It's a shame that you look at this lineup and say, I probably can't take it against a guy with an ERA that's so high, like McGreevy at 6.85. But there are better games out there and better opportunities that you can certainly seek. Boston and San Diego, Walker Buehler's on the mound. Walker Buehler, my worst pitcher on the card today. How do you like that? How do you like those apples? I like those apples. If you look and say, all right, well, who would those batters be? Louis Arias. By the way, also, for Tatis, we coming back? Is that out Wednesday? Padres didn't play yesterday. In sort of a slump. I would like to see him back in that lineup tonight for San Diego, 9:40 start. If you look at the side in this game, Pavetta's on the mound, minus 168, minus 171, depending where you're shopping. 8.5 is a total. We're not fading Pavetta at all, but Walker Buehler's probably going to get faded tonight. That San Diego lineup against right-handed pitching, low strikeouts. Love to see it. Put the ball in play. That's how we get down. That's just how we get down. Tampa Bay and Seattle. Rasmussen, great numbers. I like that Seattle lineup. They're still at home. They don't have to travel anywhere. Kudos to them. What's that price point for Seattle tonight? 130s, 135s as a favorite going up against Tampa. Good-looking lineup for Seattle. Always is now. I get excited by them. Can't take them tonight. Luis Castillo on the other mound. Yeoman's effort. It's actually moving up the list. He's up to 12th now on the card. Used to be, he was hovering in this high teens, low 20s, but he's turned it around. 2.93 ERA, 3.69 xFIP number. 8 starts over the past 45 days, 4-1 on the mound. Not a great lineup here for Tampa Bay. Colorado and Arizona, Austin Gomber. Usually it's just a automatic fade, right? We're not in Colorado. We're in Arizona, but an automatic fade on Gomber. Terrible pitcher, 26 on the card, 5.56 ERA, 5.21 xFIP number. Not a great looking lineup anymore for those Arizona Diamondbacks. I'm just telling you. Like the best hitter in the lineup, Tyler Locklear with 10 at-bats against left-handed pitching. They haven't hit left-handed pitching all that well, specifically with the power numbers. And a lot of those guys that usually look at in that lineup like, hey, where's the Eugenio Suarez? He'll smash left-handed bats or pitching. He's not there anymore. Corbin Carroll slowing down a little bit there. Love Ketel Marte. I get it. Lourdes Gurriel, decent batter, but we just don't have the statistics to provide of exactly what we want. Toronto and Los Angeles. Max Scherzer on the mound tonight. He's going to take on Clayton Kershaw. Minus 145 price or so for the Dodgers today. I think the Dodgers can hit Scherzer. Ohtani high numbers, Freeman high numbers, Muncy, and Teoscar Hernandez. Left that lineup, like, again, good names like Michael Conforto, Andy Pages, but they haven't performed. Alex Freeland looks terrible. Dalton Rushing gives you nothing. Would like to fade Max, particularly from a left-handed side. Maybe Shohei Ohtani for a home run. Freddie Freeman for a home run, Max Muncy. I would say this. If you're looking for like a same-game parlay, Ohtani, Freeman, Muncy, somewhere in there could work. Or you just take all 3 of those guys for an RBI, all 3 of those guys for a base hit. I think that certainly would make some sense there. Clayton Kershaw going up against one of the better lineups in baseball. They don't strike out. He doesn't strike out a lot of batters. But can you just fade? Because Clayton Kershaw has struggled with left-handed batters. But here's the key. Kershaw's a lefty. He's going to face all right-handed batters tonight, probably outside of Nathan Lukes. ISO against Kershaw last 30 days is low against righties. On the season, it's low against righties. Hard contact rate, a little bit high. Barrel rate is low. It's a shame we can't fade him, but we're not going to do that. Last game of the night, maybe a pretty good fade spot. Jake Irvin's on the mound. And Mr. Irvin is 25th on the card with a 6.75 ERA and a 4.93 xFIP number. Now, he does go out to San Francisco. San Francisco, notorious for being cooler temperatures at night. Wind is always blowing out. This is about as good a looking lineup as you're going to find tonight for San Francisco on the season. Going up against right-handed pitching, Devers high, William Adames high, Chapman high, Dominic Smith high, Encarnacion high. He's only got 6 at-bats, so take that with a little bit of a grain of salt. Jung-Hoo Lee, high numbers, as well as Kristen Koss, but Koss also only 6 at-bats right here. It's my guy Art's out here in the chat box. What's good, man? Yeah, we're getting it. We're getting it out here, Art. Having some fun, doing some damage, kicking some butt out here. Lovely. Now, again, why do I have to put that up on the screen and it takes my name down in the lower third? That should always stay up. That's got to change. Or maybe if can I go somewhere else with this? It doesn't say. I would move my name up top or something like that so it doesn't change in and out at that point. But San Francisco's probably going to need to be on your list here as we go. Now, that's half-hour show. That's the entire Major League Baseball card. Good looks here. I got 7 teams written down that I do think can do some damage and get after the pitchers tonight. The key is in the afternoon. This is why I love Fridays. I love, like, day games are one thing, right? If you don't have anything to do. But for me, I like to get the entire card in its entirety and see who the starting pitchers are and see how we can do some damage and say, all right, I have all the layouts, all of the rosters. I don't have to fire in a game at 1 o'clock and then say, okay, well, I'm going to take a risk at 7 o'clock if the starting lineup I like is not there and have those issues. So for me, I love Fridays, and Fridays should be payday at this point right now. So if you want to head over to rightwager.com, you can get after it. Get your package for tonight. We'll definitely be in play. Also, I know there are a couple football games tonight which I like to mess around. Lost my same game parlay yesterday, or not a same game, a parlay, because I couldn't get 1 touchdown pass out of the Colts, who were supposedly starting 2 starters and playing a half. Yeah, Anthony Richardson got knocked out. Come on now. And then Daniel Jones stinks out loud, and they get blown away by the Baltimore Ravens. But I might have a free play tonight in football just to hang out and maybe put a couple shekels on. But I guarantee you tonight we'll have a solid premium card on rightwager.com. Thanks for tuning into the Major League Baseball show. We do it Monday through Friday at 12 o'clock each and every weekday. We'll see you on Monday for another show here. Let's get it.